Om Shanti. Consider yourself to be a soul and remember the Supreme Soul. This godly version is the basis of godly spiritual practices. The point to note is how to consider myself to be a soul. Experience myself as a soul. Practically feel the self as a soul. Remember the Supreme Soul and perform all the activities in this awareness. This is where the constant practice of soul consciousness is important. Soul conscious practice is required to attain complete purity. The practice of soul consciousness is fundamental for progress on the path of spirituality. It is the foundation for all the efforts we make in this life. Soul conscious stage is a very beautiful, joyful, and lovely stage to experience. It is only in this stage that we accurately comprehend and can have the deepest possible connection with the Supreme Soul. To achieve this stage, we need to continuously put efforts into transforming our outlook, attitude, our memories, stage, karma, and sanskars. Practicing soul consciousness is both simple and difficult. It is difficult because we have been habituated to body consciousness for a long time. Achieving the soul conscious stage is simple because that's the reality. We are indeed souls, and its practice is indeed simple. Withdraw from external awareness and focus within. Become introvert. Keep practicing this to go into the depths of understanding and experiencing soul consciousness. Here are several practices that help us reflect upon, experiment, and guide us to be in a stage of soul consciousness, along with the activities we do. Repeatedly practicing these exercises results in a variety of new experiences and comprehending the depths of soul conscious stage. They give better clarity and understanding of the soul conscious stage. We will keep experiencing innumerable benefits of soul conscious practice in daily life. It is necessary to practice in the remembrance of the Supreme Soul because, as Supreme Teacher, He has taught us to become soul conscious. Keep thanking Him for guiding us to success. The soul conscious practices are subtle and incognito spiritual efforts. This is between me and the Supreme Soul. I should keep making sincere efforts to practice. I need to be honest with myself and the Supreme Soul. Om Shanti. Practicing soul consciousness 1. As I step out, I see many cars. For some people, the exterior looks and interior features of a car are of interest. To several others, the engineering aspects would be fascinating. Now, think for a moment. What if the car I see belongs to someone I know? Even though not directly visible, the mind immediately goes toward the person who owns it and is driving. I won't give importance to the car at all. My feelings and thoughts would be mainly towards the person driving it. My first lesson is the body is like a car, while the soul is its driver. What a great analogy! Every sight of a driver in their car should remind me of the soul seated in a body. Continue thinking of the analogy. Bring the analogy clearly into your mind and feel it. Every sight of a person brings in me the awareness of the owner of the body, the soul. Each view of a body is an opportunity to connect to its owner, the soul. Every sight of a person brings in me the awareness of the owner of the body, the soul. Each view of a body is an opportunity to connect to its owner, the soul. This is when I start looking towards the soul and continue seeing the soul. That soul is my brother. I become soul conscious. Om Shanti. Practicing soul consciousness too. I am driving my car. There are vehicles in the front and behind me. However, I am focused on my driving. I am not aware of those around me. Whenever people drive recklessly, my mind goes toward both the car and its driver. When I come across my known ones, I may wave or smile at them. Think of the interaction between the drivers in all the scenarios. You may look at each of these cases from the driver's point of view. I am seated in my car while they are sitting in theirs. Similarly, I, the soul, seated in my body, interact with all other souls seated in their respective bodies. I stop my car in a parking lot. Coincidentally, I find my friend seated in the car next to me. While sitting in our respective cars, we talk to each other. Think of this conversation. I am looking at my friend and talking. My attention is not on his car. I am seated in my car while he is sitting in his car. Something similar is the way one soul interacts with the other. While I am seated in my body, I am talking to the soul, who is seated in his body. It is always a case of soul-to-soul conversation. It's an interaction between souls who are seated in their bodies. Keep thinking. It brings powerful and unique experiences. Om Shanti. Practicing Soul Consciousness 3. I am sitting in a car. Through its windows, I listen to various sounds and noises. Similarly, I, the soul, listen to sound and noise through the ears. I see the outside world through the windshield of the car. It is a view of the outside world from inside the vehicle. In the same way, the soul residing within the body views the outside world through the eyes. Again, let me think in depth and realize how I, the soul, am looking through the eyes. Eyes are like the windshield. I, the soul, see the outside world through the eyes. I am different and my eyes are different. I am separate from my eyes. Make repeated attempts to experience it. One cannot describe the resulting feelings. Om Shanti. Practicing Soul Consciousness 4. I see many houses and buildings. Their residents are inside. If I have to meet or talk to someone inside the house, my attention invariably goes towards that person. Through the windows of my house, I am seeing and speaking to the person in another building. Even while observing the house, I won't give importance to it. Yes, even I am living in a house, but I always inherently feel separate from the building. Similarly, it is always a soul-to-soul relation and soul-to-soul connection and interaction. The building is not relevant. The soul is the living person in the house called the body. I, the soul, live in this body, but I am always separate from the body. Similarly, I am a deity in this temple called the body. Let me feel the worship-worthiness of myself. I am a divine, elevated, and supremely pure soul. I think, decide, and do only those that are befitting my deityhood and its divinity. Om Shanti. Practicing soul consciousness 5. I know what acting is like. An actor is always aware that they are different from the role that they are performing. Even while putting on the costume required for the character and exhibiting various expressions, the person knows that they are not the role they are playing. I am an actor who plays different roles. Acting is only a temporary requirement on the stage. Actor, acting, role, these are different. Similarly, I am a soul, an actor. I have taken this costume called the body. I understand that I, the actor, am much more capable than the role I play. I, the soul, am the one who brings life to the characters I perform. I am different from the costume and the role I play. I am aware that after the acting, I have to go back to my home. Om Shanti. Soul Conscious Practice 6. I am going to meet a dear friend. Before that, somebody whispers in my ear, "Look, that person is not good. Be careful." What happens? Most likely, I will be influenced by this new information. Thoughts and opinions about that person change. Attitude changes. I'm going to meet a dear friend. Before that, somebody else whispers in my ear and speaks highly of that person, praising and appreciating in a very positive manner. What happens? Most likely, again, I am influenced by this new information. Thoughts and opinions about that person change. Attitude changes. I am again going to meet a dear friend. Before that, somebody whispers in my ear and says, "Look, that person is not a body, but a soul, an angel, God's child, and hence your sibling." What happens? Now, I check what kind of thoughts and feelings occur in me. How do I start looking at that person now? The person who whispered this time was not a human being, but the most beautiful God Himself. Om Shanti. Soul Conscious Practice 7. I happened to look at a beautiful box on a table. Wow! It's pleasant and attractive. Later, I see another box that is nothing compared to the first box. So, I don't give it much attention. I don't take any interest in that box. But one common feature is that both are opaque. The owner later told me that both the boxes contain a diamond. Since then, my mind has been occupied with the diamonds in the boxes. The appearance or presence of boxes has no meaning or effect on my mind. It's time to consciously practice seeing only diamonds. While I continue looking at the box with my two eyes, what are my mind and intellect seeing? Keep practicing till you are focused only on diamonds. I no longer see or give any importance to the boxes. I see the diamonds inside because I am now aware of the reality. I am not observing the boxes even as I continue to see them. Similarly, I am aware that the person is actually a soul who is like a diamond, not a body that is like a box. Avyakta Murli, dated 28/7/1971, says, there should be the experience that this body is like a box. There is love for and relationship only with the diamond inside it. You should have such an experience. Om Shanti. Soul Conscious Practice 8. Take the same box with the diamond in it. Think for a moment. What if the diamond were to be living? This diamond has life. The sentient being who is inside the box. Keep thinking and thinking. The box remains lifeless, but the being inside is sentient. Now, let me look at the people around me. I usually identify them by their faces. Now, as I look at their faces, I see the actual person seated behind the eyes. That real person I have been interacting with is actually a soul, who is like a living diamond, not the body, which is like a box. Keep practicing. Make an effort to interact with the invisible sentient diamond. Check your feelings. What are you experiencing? Due to habit, I often miss looking at the diamond. So, now is the time to change my habits and traits. I talk to myself. I tell myself firmly, look, don't miss this diamond opportunity. Om Shanti. Soul Conscious Practice 9. Now, keep the diamond in a cardboard box. On the cardboard, draw a picture of the face. Then make 2 holes at the place of the eyes. Think how the living being inside is looking out at the world through those 2 holes, which are like windows. Similarly, in the body, the eyes are like windows. I, the soul, look outside through the eyes. Om Shanti. Soul Conscious Practice 10. Take the diamond from the box and keep it outside. I love it. And I keep looking at it gently. I don't stare. I understand and feel that I am a soul. And I am like this diamond. I resemble this diamond. I am a point, infinitesimally small and subtle. Let me keep thinking till I get a grasp of how I am. Also, this is how all other souls are. I am living. In fact, I am that very life source. I am so tiny, and yet the entire knowledge is in me. I am a soul, subtle, powerful, sentient, and diamond-like. Om Shanti. Soul Conscious Practice 11. I realize that the diamond is in the box, yet it is separated from the box. Similarly, a driver is separate from his car. Likewise, I, the soul, am detached from the body. I am separate from the body. I am seated in the body, in the center of the eyebrows. Yet, I am bodiless. What an easy way to practice. The soul is not visible, but I very well understand and know about him, the soul. As I keep thinking, I will realize how I, the soul, I am the owner or the master of my body. I am an independent entity. I have a choice of when and how to use this body and exercise control over it. Its conscious practice will give clarity and depth to the first lesson. And of course, unlimited joy. Om Shanti. Soul Conscious Practice 12. I keep walking and doing karma. Hence, I have to keep my eyes open. Because I keep my eyes open, I look at many people around me, with or without my knowledge. As I see people or their photos or images, I train my eyes to look towards the spot where the soul is seated. I have to look towards the center of the eyebrows, as the soul is seated in that place. I condition my mind to automatically think that they are souls, seated in between the eyebrows. Even as I see everyone, I don't see their bodies. Now, I very well see the one I did not see before, the soul. What if my eyes deceive me repeatedly and my efforts fail? Its solution is simple. I have to ask myself, am I serious? Am I giving importance to my spiritual effort making? Is my interest in the quest for purity of drishti by looking towards the soul genuine? If yes, continue with the efforts. If not, make honest efforts to change your intentions, feelings, and attitudes. Om Shanti. Soul Conscious Practice 13. You are seated on a chair in a room. You know how and where you are seated. In the same way, practically feel that I, the soul, am seated in the center of the eyebrows in this body. I keep hearing people talking, singing, conversing, shouting, whispering, laughing, and so on. This hearing cannot be avoided because I cannot close my ears. So, I end up hearing. It is not only natural, but it is required as well. Think for a moment. What are the sources of all these sounds and noises? I have to only understand and experience the truth that souls, through their mouths, are producing these sounds. I also have to understand and experience the fact that I, the soul, am hearing these sounds of other souls through my ears. Om Shanti. Soul Conscious Practice 14. I check. Today, how many people did I come into contact with? Did I interact with each one of them with the awareness that they were souls? And for how long? How good was my soul conscious stage? Irrespective of which body the other soul was in, male or female. Did I consider that soul as my brother? I will continue to make a renewed effort to intensify this soul conscious practice. As many times I said I, for that many number of times, did I mean I, the soul? In the end, is the feeling distinctly clear that I am sitting in the center of my eyebrows and seeing everything from that place? Om Shanti. Practicing Soul Consciousness 15. Sending messages, making calls. and browsing the internet are the most common activities almost everyone does. These activities have become part of everyone's life, whether essential or not. We are using them daily. Now, I need to bring a small change to these activities. Make this thought that I, the soul, am sending the message to another soul. Similarly, while reading a message, practice that I, the soul, am reading the message from the soul on the other side. Similarly, I, the soul, I am calling another soul. My mobile is ringing, which means that the soul from the other side is calling me. During all these times, I naturally get a picture of the person with whom I am interacting in my mind. Now, just before getting the image of that person in your mind, remember that the person on the other side is a point of light residing in that body. Om Shanti. Practicing Soul Consciousness 16. Maintain a notebook. Keep writing. I am a soul. I am a soul. I am a soul in that book. By repeatedly writing in the book, I keep writing in my own mind that I am a soul. It remains etched in memory. It replaces the trait or sanskar of the body with the trait or sanskar of the soul. It is so simple that anyone can do it. By repeatedly writing, I transform bodily related feelings into soul related feelings. As I write, my mind automatically gets focused. Even if there is wandering here and there in between, I will be pulled back towards the aim and object by this process of writing. Thinking and action synchronize in due course. I automatically start reminding myself to be a soul. My soul conscious stage becomes intense. How long should I write? And how much to write? I need to write as long as it takes me to completely become soul conscious. This is what my dearest father, Brahma Baba, also did. He showed the way. He kept on writing and filled book after book. Why would such a highly elevated soul do this simple exercise? To show me the simplest way of attaining soul consciousness. So, follow Brahma Father. I will be able to follow this very easy exercise shown by him. Hence, follow Father. Om Shanti. Soul Conscious Practice 17. I, the soul, am the doer. I do everything through this body. Whenever I eat or drink, I do it with the awareness that I, the soul, feed this body with food and water. Whenever I take a bath or wash my face, I practice I, the soul, clean this car, the body. When I go to sleep, I practice I am leaving this vehicle in the garage and detaching myself. As I get up in the morning, I realize I, the soul, am incarnating in this body, taking control of this vehicle. If there is a health issue, instead of saying I am not well, I mean and say this body is not in good condition. Treatment will be done to the body. Every time I wear a dress, I get an opportunity to understand how I, the soul, have been wearing this costume, the body. Whenever I change my clothes, I get a chance to know how I, the soul, leave the old body and take a new one. This world provides many such wonderful opportunities and unique insights into soul consciousness and its depths. Keep practicing every day, and the soul conscious feelings get deeper and deeper. It is a conscious effort. The efforts result in great insights into the workings of the soul. Om Shanti. Soul Conscious Practice 18. I am driving my car. Seated where I am, I control all the functions of the car through the steering wheel, brake, clutch, accelerator, and gears and switches. Similarly, I, the soul, am seated in the driver's seat, the center of the eyebrows. Through my thoughts, decisions, and sanskars, I operate through the body and it automatically becomes my habit. Keep thinking how I, the soul, move my hands, legs, and neck, sitting there in the driver's seat. Further, I, the soul, speak through the mouth. I breathe, eat, and drink. I respond to events through this body. I blink my eyes and move my eyeballs. Everything goes on harmoniously. Do every activity consciously. I am seated in the driver's seat and I am doing everything. I, the soul, am controlling my body. I, the soul, am a charioteer and moving this chariot. Om Shanti. Practicing soul consciousness 19. The body conscious feeling has gone so deep that it may not go off so easily. So, hammer the self repeatedly. Some extreme hammering is required, but the main thing is I have to enjoy doing it. There is a lot of enjoyment in this kind of hammering process. Let me make it enjoyable. I can make it joyful when I understand the purpose and aim behind it and the kind of bliss it gives. It's a silent, peaceful, powerful hammering that will make attaining a permanent state of soul consciousness a reality. Along with it, I will regain all powers and virtues. Keep hammering. Tell yourself, you are a soul. You are a soul. Keep hammering. I tell myself, I am a soul. I am a soul. Keep hammering by writing in a notebook, I am a soul. I am a soul. Keep hammering by repeatedly training the self. So and so is a soul. Hammering for a long time may sometimes be a bit boring and you may get distracted. Sometimes it may appear to be failing. What to do? Just continue to hammer with more intensity. It is all internal, but it is already bearing fruits for sure. So, keep hammering. I will experience super sensuous joy for sure, because I will start realizing the self. My life will go into a new dimension. For how long to hammer? As long as I, the soul, am in the body. Keep practicing soul consciousness. Keep practicing without expecting anything in return. Keep doing this with sincerity and commitment. Practice it deeply so that it becomes your sanskar. One day, without your own awareness, you would become naturally soul conscious. Om Shanti. Practicing soul consciousness 20. Let's give a little thought and attention to how we would think of the soul in our mind and what language or words we would use. How do we address this point of light? When a point of light is shown that depicts a soul, usually the tendency is to use words, use it to describe an inanimate matter, such as, it is a point of light. But do I look at that image and feel like a non-living entity or a living being? While looking at the picture of a soul, how about saying, he is a point of light? Using the word he or him to a point of light depicted as a soul makes a marked difference in our consciousness. When we refer to a person, we always say, he keeps seeing and talking, not it keeps seeing and talking. Now, with the same feeling of that point of light as a living being, I need to say, he keeps seeing and talking. Practice addressing that point of light as he or him in your mind. You will start feeling the sentience of a soul. Think of the soul shown as a point of light, as a living being, and converse accordingly within your mind whenever you contemplate upon the topic of the soul. This kind of self-talk takes us to the depth of understanding a soul and his functioning. Om Shanti. Practicing Soul Consciousness 21. Watch the point of light. I am like this, seated in between the eyebrows. This is how I am. This is me. This is I, the soul. This is me. This is I, the soul. This is me. This is I, the soul. Looking at the point of light consciously, keep bringing this awareness. This is how I am. Further, think about how I, the point of light, am thinking, making decisions, doing karma, and creating my own sanskars. How can I see or talk to a soul? Whenever I have to interact with another person, I make efforts to focus on the soul seated behind the eyes. Through sense organs, I accept or capture only what is needed. I deliberately ignore the rest. This is the power of the soul. Again, look at the picture of a soul as a point of light. Just think how he, the point of light, thinks, makes decisions, does karma, and forms sanskars, or tendencies of his own. Try to get a feel of this process. It is in this tiny dot that the entire information and recordings of the past, present, and future are stored. This subtle, minute point of light is not just the life energy, but rather the very life. When he is in a body, he does all the activities through the body. I, being a soul, point of light, will now consciously operate my body. Souls are responsible for all the activities that go on in this world. Just think about it. Think, and keep on thinking. Om Shanti.